Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Roll out your mat, find a comfortable seat in a cross-legged position, and we'll get started. On an inhale, we can sweep our arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment to breathe deeply, connecting to our breath, settling in. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling up the belly completely with air, holding it for a moment, and completely surrendering on the exhale. Continuing to breathe, continuing to connect to your breath. And on an inhale, we'll go ahead and move into a tabletop position, checking in with our alignment when we arrive, making sure that the shoulders are directly above the wrists. The knees are directly underneath the hip points, spine in line. We'll inhale to drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round out the spine for a cat pose. Continue moving through cat and cow with your own breath, bringing your awareness to your root chakra and beginning to connect with your body. On your next breath, we can begin to move in some circles. You may choose to move in hip circles or barrel rolls as I'm doing. Find what feels good. This is your practice, your opportunity to connect to your sacred vessel. Circling in the other direction. Noticing how your body feels in this movement, making sure to breathe. My breath is my anchor. Finishing up those circles, we'll find our way back to center and turn our fingers to face our knees and begin with some wrist circles here, moving with our breath, stretching into the wrists and the forearms. Taking those circles in the opposite direction now, continuing to move with your breath. From here, we can tuck our toes and begin to sit back on the heels, leaving our fingertips on the mat for a deep stretch into the forearms. And when we're feeling ready, we can come up onto the heels, interlace our fingers, and circle those wrists in a figure 8 direction, making sure to circle in both directions. And remembering to breathe. Finding our way back onto hands and knees, checking in with our alignment and pushing back into our first downward dog of practice. Taking a few deep breaths here, checking in with the body, checking in with the legs, the back, just observing how you feel, breathing deeply. On an inhale, we can step the left foot up to the mat, dropping the right knee to the ground, tucking the toes, reaching the arms up, low lunge, breathing deeply here. On an exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. You can also drop your hands to your hips if that feels good, checking in with our alignment. We don't want to be arching the spine too much. We should feel a nice deep stretch in the hip here. Bringing our hands back to center, and we will twist to the left, bringing a deeper stretch to the hip and elongating the spine. On an inhale, rise up, hands above the head. Exhale, frame the foot, look forward. Inhale here, push back, half splits. Inhale to come forward, look up, chest forward. Exhale to push back, half splits, breathing deeply. Last time, inhale, come forward, look up, chest up. Exhale, push back, half splits. We'll stay here for a few breaths. On an inhale, come forward, tuck those right toes, plant the right palm. Inhale, sweep the left arm up to the sky for a twist. Exhale, left palm to the inside of the left foot. Foot moves to the outer edge of the mat. Untuck the right toes. We are in our lizard pose. Breathing deeply here. We have an option to come down to the forearms if that is within your practice. Wherever you are, staying with the breath. My breath is my anchor. If you would like to add a thigh stretch, option to come onto those palms, kick the back toes up, reach around, grab the right toes with the left foot, and breathe. This can be rather intense. The deeper you breathe, the deeper your ability to release. Taking one final inhale, and on an exhale, release, sweeping that left arm to the front of the mat, heel toeing the left foot to the right side of the mat, moving into our pigeon pose. I invite you to stay up on your palms for a few rounds of breath. This allows for greater release, as well as to bring the stretch into the lower back. When you're feeling ready, option to drop down onto the palms, returning to our breath, observing where you feel this stretch in your body. If you would like to add a thigh stretch, option to come up onto those palms, kick the right foot up, reach around and grab the right foot with the right arm. If you'd like to go deeper, you can tuck the right foot into the crease of the elbow. And if you'd like to go even deeper, you can reach the left arm up and around for your mermaid stretch wherever you are, breathing deeply. And if you'd like to try for King Pigeon, reach that right arm up and around, grabbing the toes. Breathing deeply, and wherever you are, on an exhale, release, bringing those palms back down to the mat and stepping back into your downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs if that feels good, or staying in stillness. We're here for a few breaths. Allowing the body to reset and allowing the effects of those stretches to integrate. On an inhale, stepping the right foot forward in between the palms, dropping the left knee, untucking the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. On an exhale, bringing the hands to heart center, you have an option to bring the palms to the hips if that helps you find your alignment wherever you are, breathing deeply. Inhale, hands to heart center. On an exhale, coming to a twist, tucking the left elbow to the right knee. Breathing deeply, bringing this stretch into the back and a deeper stretch into the hips. Inhale, sweeping the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, push back, half splits. Inhale to come forward, head lifts, chest shine forward. Exhale, push back, half splits. Last time, inhale, come forward, shine that heart space forward. Exhale, push back, half splits. We're here for a few breaths. Breathe. Inhale to come forward, plant the left palm, tuck the left toes. Inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky for a twist. Exhale, right palm to the inside of the left foot for our lizard pose. Option to drop the left knee, untuck the left toes, and breathe. If you would like to move a little deeper into this stretch, you have an option to come down onto your forearms, finding a position that is not too intense for you, where you can stay with your breath. If you would like to add a thigh stretch, option to come up onto those palms, kick the left knee up, reach around and grab the left foot with the right arm for a twist, and breathe. Wherever we are, releasing that stretch, bringing both palms down to the mat, heel toeing the right foot over to the left side of the mat, coming into our pigeon pose on the other side. I invite you to stay on your palms for a few breaths, opening up the hips. And when you're feeling ready, drop down to those forearms, continuing to breathe, open up and release. If you would like to add a thigh stretch, option to come up onto those palms, kick the left knee up and grab the left foot with the left arm. If you'd like to go deeper, you can tuck the left toes into the crease of the elbow. And if you'd like to move even deeper, you can reach the right arm up and around for your mermaid stretch, grabbing onto those toes. And if you'd like to try for king pigeon, reaching the left arm up and around, grabbing the toes with both hands, king pigeon. Wherever you are, releasing, bringing both palms down to the mat, coming into a downward dog, pedaling out the legs if that feels good, or staying in stillness. We're here for a few breaths, resetting. Coming down onto our knees into a tabletop position, checking in with your alignment. Inhale to sweep the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle coming onto that left shoulder. Option to leave the right arm where it is or to reach it up above the head. Finding what feels good in your body, breathing, releasing those shoulders. On an exhale, bringing the right palm down to the mat. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, left palm comes to the mat, taking it to the other side. Inhale, right arm reaches to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Option to leave the left hand where it is or to reach it above, over the head. Yogi's choice, finding what feels good and breathing. On an exhale, bringing the left palm down to the mat. Inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, back down to the mat. Option to take a few cat-cows here if that feels good. Just observing how you feel, checking in with the body, noticing how good the body feels after such a wonderful stretch. Whenever you're feeling ready, pushing back into a child's pose, resting, releasing, breathing. On an inhale, walking the arms over to the left, getting a nice stretch in the right side body. Coming back to center and taking it straight over to the other side, reaching the arms to the right, stretching the left side body. Breathing deeply. On an inhale, finding our way back to center and pushing ourselves up into a seat. We'll come onto our knees here, preparing for camel pose, bringing our hands to our lower back, fingertips facing the sky. We will begin to lean back here, coming into a small back bend, and if it's within our practice, releasing the back, grabbing onto the heels, the ankles, releasing the head, coming into our camel pose. Stretching deeply into the front line, the front side of the body. Using the strength of our abs to come out, we will bring our hands to our lower back, pushing up and finding our way back into a child's pose, releasing that stretch. On an inhale, pushing ourselves up into a seat, coming back onto our knees for a dynamic camel pose. We'll inhale, bring the left palm to the left foot, sweeping the right arm up and over, and then taking it to the other side. So we're adding a side stretch to this camel pose, moving with our breath, finding a dynamic movement that feels good in your body. Finishing up here, making sure to even out both sides, and then we will find our way back into a child's pose, releasing the stretch, bringing some relief to our lower back. On an inhale, you can push yourself up through tabletop, cross your legs, coming to sit in a seat. I am just going to turn and face you, but feel free to stay where you are. And then we will cross opposite hands to opposite knees. So right hand on left knee, vice versa. Inhale, we'll sweep our right arm up to the sky. Exhale to sweep it underneath, grabbing hold of the left knee. Inhale to sweep the left arm up to the sky, and as you exhale, cross it underneath the right arm. Continuing this motion, moving with your breath, we're stretching into the shoulders, the upper back, the ribs, breathing deeply. Evening out the sides here, and then when you're finished, inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Making our way onto our backs, we'll bring our knees into our chest, rock a little from side to side if that feels good, massaging the lower spine. Bringing our feet flat on the floor, we will be moving into a bridge pose. Fingertips should graze the heels here. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Inhale here, exhale to release. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, lift tailbone first, squeezing the glutes, taking an inhale in our bridge. Exhale, roll the spine back down to the mat. Option to do another bridge or come into wheel if that's within your practice. Inhale, exhale, and lift. Breathing deeply wherever we are. We're here for a few breaths. Breathe. On an exhale, finding our way down to the mat, bringing our knees into our chest, rocking from side to side, massaging the lower spine, releasing that stretch. Crossing the left leg over top of the right, we can extend our arms out in a T and drop the knees over to the right. Head can stay centered or gaze can start to drop to the left. Breathing deeply in this supine twist. Using the strength of our core on an inhale, we will come back to center, uncrossing the legs, rocking a little side to side to reset the spine. Before taking it over to the other side, crossing the right knee over the left, bringing the knees into the chest, extending the arms out in a T position, and dropping the knees over to the left. Breathing deeply here, detoxing the spine, observing how your body feels. Using the strength of our abs on an inhale, we'll come back to center, uncross the legs, rock a little side to side, resetting the spine. And then, whenever we're feeling ready, we will move into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Taking a deep breath when we arrive, in through the nose, out through the mouth, settling, integrating our practice. Breathing deeply and enjoy the stillness. Beginning to invite some life back in our body, wiggling our fingers, wiggling our toes, rocking the head from side to side, reaching the arms up ahead for a full body stretch, bringing the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side, whatever movement feels good. We will end our practice today on our backs, bringing our hands to the third eye. Thank you all so much for being with me here today. The fire in me has lit an honor to the fire inside of each and every one of you. May we go throughout the world and spread our fires together in peace. Namaste. Thank you all so much for sharing your precious time and your precious breath with me. I hope you enjoyed.